Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about what might just be the single most powerful tool you have for taking your business global, and that is storytelling. So forget all the dry facts and figures for a minute. We're going to break down how you can transform your pitch from, just a list of data into a story that actually connects with international clients and wins you that deal.
All right, so to really get a feel for this, let's jump right in with a quick little exercise. This is going to show you exactly why this stuff is so important. I'm going to put a sentence up on the screen, and I just want you to try and make sense of it. You ready?
A problem all is universal share. Entrepreneurs convinced for their cause or vision they have to succeed others that they support their dreams from our media. Right. So what does that even mean? All the words are there, you recognize them, but it's just this jumbled, confusing mess. It's just noise, really. And here's the thing. That is exactly how a pitch full of data, but totally missing a story, can feel to a potential client, especially one from a different culture.
So what went wrong there? The words themselves, they're fine, but the structure, the grammar, it's completely broken. And without that basic framework holding it all together, the message just gets lost. It becomes noise. And that right there, that's the danger we all face when we try to communicate across cultures without a really strong, clear story. But check this out. What happens when we put that structure back in? Those same words become this. All entrepreneurs share a universal problem. To succeed, they must convince others to back their vision, their dream, or their cause. Wow! Suddenly, it's not just something you can understand. It's actually a really powerful idea, right? And that is the magic of story. It's the grammar. It's the thing that turns all that confusing noise into a clear, compelling message.
So the big question is, how do we get that kind of clarity? Well, we start using story as a strategic weapon, really. A tool to cut right through all that noise and make our business stand out. And I absolutely love this quote. It just perfectly reframes what a story really means in today's business world. See, this isn't some old-fashioned, dusty technique. Not at all. In a world where we are just flooded with automated messages and AI content, a genuine human story, that's disruptive. It's actually innovative because it's become so rare.
And get this, the numbers totally back this up. Think about it. 80% of B2B decision makers, 80%, they start their buying process with a reference. And a great story about how you helped another client succeed, well, that is the ultimate reference, isn't it? It's the most powerful version. It gives them that emotional proof and builds trust way before they ever ask to see your official client list.
And that's really the crucial point here. Stories, they aren't just passive entertainment. No way. They are active tools. They are designed to move hearts, minds, feet, and, as this quote says, wallets, all in the direction you point them.
Okay, so let's say you're on board. You're thinking, all right, I need one of these stories. But how do you actually build it? Well, it all starts with what I like to call step 0. And that's all about getting your core information ready by answering 3 absolutely essential questions first.
Look, before you even think about writing a single word of your story, you've got to be crystal clear on these 3 things. First, who are you? What is your business all about and what's your real value? Second, who are you talking to? Get really specific about your audience. And third, what do you want to achieve? What's the one single thing you want them to do after hearing your story? This is the prep work. You can't skip.
Now this part is so important because it's where your story gets its authenticity. It has to connect right back to your core business model. For example, if your whole game is being the cheapest, your story has to be about savings and efficiency. But if you're all about providing a unique service, well then your story has to be about building these incredible, lasting relationships. Your story has to be a true reflection of who you are and the value you bring. It can't be fake.
And this next one, this might just be the most important mindset shift of all. Answering that question, who are you talking to? It means you have to stop telling your company's life story. Nobody cares, really. You have to start telling the story of their problem. You have to make yourself a character in their story, not the other way around. Everything, the whole narrative, has to revolve around their needs, their challenges, and their potential win. Okay, so once you've done that step 0 prep work, you've got all your raw materials. You know who you are, who you're talking to, and what you want. So now you need a blueprint. Let's walk through this timeless 6-step structure that's going to turn all those ingredients into a really powerful story.
So this framework, it's basically the classic hero's journey, something we all know, but it has a really critical business twist. And that twist is your client is the hero, not you. You are not the hero of this story. You are the mentor. You're the guide who shows up with the magic, which is your product or your service, that helps them win the day and get their reward.
Now, out of all those steps, I want to zero in on one, defining the conflict. This is the absolute key. Think about it. Without a clear, relatable conflict, your solution has no power. It's just a thing. All the drama, the tension, the reason someone needs what you offer, it all comes from being able to articulate the problem your client is facing in a way that makes them go, wow, they get it. They really understand me.
So what's the actual result of doing all this work? Let's talk about the payoff. What really happens when you pull this off and you successfully turn your pitch into a compelling story? Honestly, the transformation is huge. I mean, think about the before. Before, you've got a confused client just trying to wade through your data sheets and your price lists. They're a prospect. But after you have a partner, someone who feels seen, who feels understood, and who feels confident. They're not just looking at what you sell anymore. They're seeing a clear picture of their own success with you as their guide. The whole relationship just shifts from transactional to truly collaborative.
So please, don't think of story as some kind of soft skill. It's not. It's a strategic asset. By building trust and creating a real connection, you immediately differentiate your business from everyone else. And that powerful combination, trust plus connection, that is what drives the action you need them to take.
And when it comes down to it, this is the real goal. Your story shouldn't just describe a happy ending. It needs to make your potential client actually feel that success in their gut. When they can vividly imagine the relief, the joy, the victory of finally solving their big problem with your help, well, the decision to work with you just becomes the only logical next step, doesn't it? So I'm going to leave you with this one final question to think about. Just for a minute, forget everything you've been taught about making a pitch and start thinking like a storyteller. Ask yourself, who is my hero? What is their real conflict? And how can my business be the guide that leads them to their happy ending? Because that story, that's the one that's going to win you the world.